All right, we're back at the set of BookView Now at BookCon 2015. I'm Rich Fahle. Really happy to be sitting with Ridley Pearson.
I'm happy to be sitting with you.
Yeah, it's awesome to have you.
Good to see you.
We've talked before.
Yeah.
In fact, we talked at the beginning of your Kingdom Keepers series. It's just blossomed since we spoke, though.
Yeah, it's really been fun.
Yeah.
It's you know, you never know what's going to excite readers, and I don't think any of us saw this coming, so it's really been a blast.
Yeah, and you're one of those authors. First of all, the new book is The Return, Book 1, Return to Disneyland.
Disneyland.
Tell us, first of all, what the difference is from this series to the previous Kingdom Keeper series.
The first series is, it's 7 books, and it's its own story about these 5 kids who get inside Disney World after dark. Who hasn't wanted to do that? And they realize there's a whole world alive in there that none of us know about, where the Disney villains want to take control of the parks, and the kids kind of end up in that and having to prevent that. And I'm an outliner as a writer. I really believe in beginning, middle, and end. So I had always seen a beginning, middle, and end for the story. And as that series went along, the readership and the fanaticism of the readers, which is so fun for a writer, just increased. And at the end of it, Disney said, look, is there a possibility of a second series? No, I ended the series, and I've been to all the parks in the books. The cool thing was that Disney has allowed me inside their parks at like 4 in the morning, 28 times for me to do my research. So I go onto these rides and walk them in the dark, and I get scared out of my mind and then go home and write about it.
Yeah, I think Space Mountain at night.
Yeah, exactly. But I had sort of done that, and it was actually a 10-year-old reader who wrote me and said, what would happen if Finn Whitman was in Disneyland and got on King Arthur Carousel, and it went around and around and around, and when he got off, it was 1955, and opening day in Disneyland. And I went, well, there's the second series.
Yeah.
And so there's a 3-book series where
Back to the Future
kind of element. Yeah. So
throw it in there.
The 5 kids go back, and the fun thing is some of the really old characters in the first series are now young teenagers their age.
Yeah.
And they've got to kind of wrap their mind around that.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I love
really
it. And I think
fun.
that it's clearly been a different kind of books. You said the sort of explosive excitement that comes from the fans. How does that differ from, you write for young people, you write for older people like myself?
When you write for adults, I write suspense fiction for adults, and when you do that, you have great author events and things like that, and the emails you get are insightful and nice, but when you write for younger readers, I think the thing I didn't expect is the readers read the books 2, 4, 7 times.
Yeah.
They know it better than you know it. People think it would be easier writing for a younger audience. It's far harder because you can't make any mistakes, or they read them 7 times.
Yeah.
And they're fanatics about writing you and staying in touch and wanting to live the characters. It became so pervasive that for the 7th book of the series, after hundreds and hundreds of emails a week from these readers, I thought, I can't end this series by myself. It's unfair. And so I backed up and set up it was really kind of it was a website and an app that kept me legally able to do this. And I had 150,000 kids write the last book with me, book 7.
Wow.
But I thought there were going to be 400 people interested in this. That was my gauge, and Disney and this company said, let us worry about the audience. By the end of it, we had 150,000 kids contributing fiction. 38 of them, I put their fiction in the book. It's just a whole different level.
World,
when you're writing for a younger audience.
And I'm interested in the arc of a writer's career. Yours is just particularly interesting to me. I'm sure when you started to write, I'm not sure actually, I'm curious. Did you have any idea that you'd be writing these phenomenally popular books for young readers? I mean, is that what you envisioned? And if not, the serendipity of where you are now, I'm really curious about how that all came about.
I'm sort of the Ernest Borgnine of writers or something. I wrote crime novels for adults for years and years and did very well, but, wasn't Lee Child or some superstar in it. Made the New York Times list and that kind of thing, but, and loved it. And still do. I write a thriller every year for Putnam. But along the way, I had kids, and I was offered to help start an all-authors rock band that ended up with Stephen King and Amy Tan, Mitch Albom, and among others, Dave Barry.
Right.
And Dave Barry and I became friends, and I was reading to my 5-year-old daughter one day, and she said, you know, Dad, how did Peter meet Captain Hook? And Dave and I ended up writing a 5-book series about that. And he and I had gone with our families to Disney World ahead of that. And I had had this moment. Sometimes as writers you have this moment. We were all walking out of Disney World. It's 80,000 adults and kids and no characters. And I said, I took out my little author notebook and said, where are the characters? And the Kingdom Keepers came to life. And that was actually before Peter and the Starcatchers.
That's amazing.
And Disney let me write it, and you know, the books did fine, and then all of a sudden on the 3rd or 4th book, the books did phenomenally. And it's just been so fun to be immersed in this world.
Yeah, and Peter and the Starcatchers is your series with
Dave Barry, about
right.
sort of about how a boy became Peter Pan.
Right.
And it's been turned into a very successful Broadway play.
Yeah.
That's toured all over the country, still touring, and it's just amazing. Written by Rick Ellis, who wrote Jersey Boys.
Well, that's a great
Really,
story.
really great. Yeah.
And you're here now. You're here today. When you walked up, you came up with some people, and I said, "Who are those 2 girls that you're with, and their father?"
Yeah,
and
I serve on the board of the Friends of the St. Louis County Library, and that library, when the Friends started out, we had about 4 or 6 author events a year. As of 2 years ago, our library, which is St. Louis County Library, has more author events than any library in the United States.
That's amazing. Yeah.
So I have gotten to meet the chairmen of those boards and things, and I had dinner with one of the former chairmen in the release of Disneyland, the Return Disneylands, and he brought his daughter and a friend, and we were talking, and he said, you know what's weird about these girls? These girls can do anything they want, you know, for vacation this summer. You know what they want to do? And I said, no, what are they going to do? And he said, they want to go to BookCon. And I said, well, I'm going to be at BookCon. And so we've connected. I got in about 10 minutes ago, and they showed up. But I had dinner with Maddie and Alexandra, and they're huge book readers. So, I mean, you have to celebrate when 2 teenagers, what they want to do, they don't want to go meet George Clooney or something. They want to go to BookCon and see all the authors.
Yeah. And I'm sure they didn't expect that I was going to ask them to come onto the set.
I know.
But
it turns out they have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, well, let's bring them up.
Yeah, so we'll bring them up.
Maddie and Alexandra are here. And so we're going to bring them onto the set right now. They're coming on the set as we speak.
Here is Alexandra, and there is Maddie. Hi, guys.
Hi. Alexandra and Maddie, did you expect to be on the set of PBS's Book View Now when you walked into BookCon today?
No, we did not. No.
Well, don't be nervous, because one of the things Ridley told me about was that you guys have your own website. Tell me the name of your website and what you do.
It's called My Boyfriend is Fictional, and we post all sorts of pictures about books and book-related things.
And it's a YouTube channel, right?
Or
is it a website?
We have a YouTube channel and an Instagram.
And an Instagram. Ah, should have known.
So, and I'm going to have you hold that even a little bit closer. But
here, you can hold it and pass it back and forth.
Tell me about how many followers you have and what you put on your Instagram channel every day.
We have 8,000 followers.
8,000?
I don't have 8,000 followers. You have got 8,000 followers, Rick?
So hold that right up and tell me, like, how do you decide what goes on there? And obviously I'm guessing what it might be about, but tell me more about what kind of content you produce.
We post about books and movies that we really enjoy reading and watching. And we, just get, we follow a bunch of people and we get posts from them.
Yeah, well, the great thing about the writers that you follow is that they love to participate online. They're very active on social media. Have you gotten people to ever retweet your stuff or reshare it on Instagram or like things that you've done that are authors that you guys love?
We've tried to reach out to authors, but they haven't really found us yet. But a bunch of other people have, some of our followers repost our pictures and tag us in fun things, so that's fun.
Yeah.
We're going to do a YouTube event together.
Oh, I think that would be fun.
And then I'm going to post it on my channel, and they're going to post it on their channel. I have a green screen in my basement.
Do you really?
We can put submarines behind us.
Ridley's got a green screen
at
home. That's pretty cool. So tell me about, I'm curious as to BookCon. What do you love about BookCon, and what made you want to come here rather than going to some other vacation spot that you could go anywhere, I'm sure, if you asked, but you wanted to come here?
Well, we really love to read, and we thought this would be such a fun experience, connecting with other fans and authors.
Yeah, we had heard it was a great experience, and they have a lot of books that we really like to read, and so we just thought it would be really cool.
And whose event were you at yesterday?
John Green's.
Nice.
They got
Yeah.
to John Green's event.
Yeah, he was here. He was on our set right after his event, and we interviewed him and the cast, everyone that was on your event, and they're going to be streaming later today, in fact, on our channel here. So they were exciting, and I can see the huge crowd that was here, obviously. Who else have you met, and what other books are you really excited about? You guys are readers, so what other books are you excited about that are either coming up or that you've just read?
Well, we got an autograph from Paige McKenzie yesterday.
What's her book?
The Haunting of Sunshine Girl.
Uh-huh.
And we also got a chapter summary from Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare.
Ooh.
And we're really excited for that upcoming series.
Yeah, have you been around any of these authors before, and what's it like to get up close to them?
We've done a few events with authors, but nothing as big as this.
Yeah.
And it's really cool and unique to like get to be this close to so many authors that are so successful.
That's awesome. Well, listen, I'm so happy that you guys are here. First of all, I love that you chose BookCon to come visit. I see it as a vacation spot myself. It's amazing energy here. It's incredible. And Ridley, thank you very much for not only being here, but for bringing them on to the
pleasure.
set.
Yeah, they're rock stars here.
Yeah, you are rock stars. Thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. All three of you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, take care. Ridley, thanks.
Thanks a lot.